This is the operational description for a Pulsa jet carburetor found in a Briggs & Stratton engine. In our class, it's a 5 horsepower engine. So we're going to start on the intake stroke. When the piston moves down in the cylinder, creates a vacuum. That vacuum is created and air rushes past the fuel pump body. The fuel pump body is right here. Air rushes in through the air filter around the corner past the fuel pump body. When air rushes past the fuel pump body, Bernoulli's principle says that with an increase in velocity, there is a drop in pressure. So with an increase in velocity, there's a drop in pressure. That drop in pressure pulls this diaphragm, this part of the diaphragm, in towards the pump body. When it's drawn in towards the pump body, it creates a vacuum on the other side of the diaphragm. That vacuum on the other side of the diaphragm gives us a low pressure area right in here. That low pressure area, coupled with a high pressure area in the fuel cup, and the pressure differential between the two causes fuel to rise up this tube and enter the fuel pocket. When the intake stroke is completed, the piston starts to come back up on the compression stroke and the valves are closed. That means air temporarily is not going through the pump body. Because it's not going through the pump body, the little spring behind here pushes out towards us. When it pushes out towards us, the fuel that was inside here goes through this valve and goes down into this thing called the fuel cup. So now we've moved fuel from the bottom of the tank up through this tube into the diaphragm or the pocket right here, and then it's moved down into the fuel cup. And then we'll start down and go through the other stage. Air rushes past the fuel pump body when there's an intake stroke. When air rushes past the fuel pump body, a vacuum, I should say a low pressure area is created right here. There's a venturi. Because there's a venturi, air rushes past the venturi. There's a little jet tube that sits right inside here. When air rushes past the jet, it creates a low pressure area because there's an increase in velocity, Bernoulli's principle. That causes a low pressure area here, a high pressure area here, which causes movement of the fuel up the tube into the path of the oncoming air. There's turbulence there, changing the liquid to a vapor and atomizing it, and that delivers the air and the fuel mixture to the cylinder.